E30 Recaros out of the 80s BMWs 3 Series. Got them out of the junkyard for like 40 bucks, and none of the adjustments work, so we're gonna try and fix that. For this one, we're just gonna make sure all the adjustments work first. We're gonna show you how to do that.
And then we're gonna clean up some upholstery.
Because they're filthy. Gross. So the first step is clean your filthy seat. After you have a clean seat, you need to pull some knobs off, as well as these guys. There's 2 on the passenger seat, 1 on the driver's seat, because obviously this is the piece that's supposed to fold the seat forward. And then you have to take the back piece off as well as the headrest. Normally there's a little cover right here. It's held on by a little screw. I'll show you on the other side. But this little seat knee bolster guy just pops off. You want to be careful, especially if it's from a deserty area, not to break the plastic behind it as well. There you go.
That was easy.
Literally just a square. There's no pins, nothing holding it in. It's just kind of friction fit on there. It's got a little tab there as well. That's why it's a pain. These guys are also friction. What I like to do, I guess that works. Get in there, just kind of pop that off, just like that. Same deal, just friction. Got a little barbs on there to keep it from coming off. There's that little clip that I was telling you about. Should be one on this side as well. So got a little barb on this one, and you got the little clip here. Technically, you're supposed to take the barb out first and then pull the clip down, but that works as well. Can't get this guy off until you take this handle off on the passenger seat. On the driver's seat, you can just take it right off. Slides right up. And this one, got a Phillips head screw in there. Gotta take that guy off. It should pull out. And same deal, let's get the screw out, you pull down, this little tab locks in the slot, and that should be ready to come off. Pull the headrest out just so it's out of the way. Slide it off this tab here. On the back, see these 2 tabs I was telling you about? They just slide right into these slots here. That cover that I was telling you about that was missing on the other side. Unfortunately, the other seat was missing both of them. This one does at least have one that I can show you on. It's got this one flat head, plastic nut, you'd say, I guess. It's got little tabs. And this guy is kind of a pain to get off sometimes. Don't know the official way to get it off, but...
Neither does your girlfriend.
Oh man, you got me. But that seems to work fine. This little track is supposed to be fancy and cover the mechanism when it's lean back and whatnot. Ours was out of place. But basically, all I did was pull this tab back. It's pretty flexible plastic, like I said, unless it's super brittle. This one seems to be alright. Pull that plastic over the edge, and then it can usually just slide out like that. And then that uncovers the other shock, like I was telling you. These shocks, if you want from BMW, cost $1 million each. But we'll put a link in the description. I found some on Amazon that worked great in my other seats, and they were significantly cheaper. Here's the other two shocks for the actual reclining portion. So the reclining portion is going to be in the top part of the seat, so if your seat just falls down when you pull the recline, it doesn't come back up. Those are going to be them. The ones down here are for the actual height adjustment in the back. For the ones in the front, the height adjustment is literally just your feet. So you push that lever down, and then it'll go back and forth just by pushing away from the front of the car, I guess. What else?
How are those held on there?
Those guys, just those little clips. I mangled mine when I got them off. I'm assuming that there's a special tool for them, but prying them in a circle with a flathead screwdriver worked for me. And I got them back on with my new shocks, the other seat, and they have held so far, and haven't been kind to them at all. So it seems to have worked. But I'm sure you can find these clips at a hardware store or AutoZone, O'Reilly, something like that. Alright, so for on the outside of the seats, the ones with the levers, you're going to have this plastic cover. This plastic cover comes off with this little rivet guy here. Just pop that out. And then down here, there's another little riv nut, and basically that just slides up, just like that. And you just pop it out. Maybe a little persuasion. Am I lined up on that? I can't see it. There we go. And that's off. And then you have 3 levers, obviously. This lever here, like I said, controls the front part. So you push that down, you should be able to height adjust the front. Up and down like that. So that's the front tilt. The back one, when you push down, which it's not going anywhere right now, it's completely seized. Pushing down is the back tilt. Basically, what the problem is on these ones, it's kind of a mechanical lever. So it pulls this guy transfers it to the other side. So on the other side, you'll have something that looks just like this. It's pretty rusty on this one, so it's pretty obvious that it needs to be greased. But this lever here and this lever here is what both controls the tilt as well as the height adjustment for the rear. So the way I break them loose, just with a screwdriver, just break it loose. There we go. Just a little hammer on the screwdriver helps quite a bit. And like I said, once you break it loose, you can at least get it to move a hair. And then lastly, you'll see this cable here. That is the folding cable, and that pulls this lever here, so we're gonna have to grease that up because it's pretty it's not returning either. And that's pulled, it's back cables, so this lever goes over to this lever as well, and they pull cables that run down the seat through some channels. Now obviously come down here, those levers there. That's pretty much it. So 2 more things. The underside, if you have it up, kind of PV blasting all these sliders and whatnot. is going to be this guy here. Now obviously this is for the actual seat slider itself, so when you pull the seat slider, it's supposed to pull this guy as well. This one's a little stuck, as you can see, because of all the junk, so we're going to have to grease that one. This one's already free, but that's what it's supposed to be like. That's what it's not supposed to be like. Now it's stuck open, so it might just be open. We'll take a look at that. It's always a good idea to grease your sliders as well. And obviously you're not going to be using PB Blaster permanently. This is going to be just to break everything loose. The hand wheel that you turn for the knee bolster, this is how it operates there, obviously. I actually have to grab that hand wheel in order to turn it, because ours is a little seized up. But when you turn it, it's just that corkscrew guy. So that's going in, and to go out. And the big thing on these is obviously this can seize up against this, but also it's just a couple of plastic runners that slide on these metal slides. Those can actually get pretty hung up on it as well. I found that on the other seat where it wouldn't actually go in. In fact, this one's still needs a little convincing to go back in. So you can always use like a light grease on that as well. Maybe even WD-40 on something that's plastic against that metal would be fine. But that'd be the two reasons why the knee bolster wouldn't work. I've also seen these plastic slides break off as well, so it's something else to look at. Alright, so now we're on the cleaning portion. You can do this with just some warm water and whatever fabric stuff you want to use. We used 409 for a little bit. Now we're going to try this stuff. Shout Auto. Alright, still has to dry. See if any stains come back. That does happen sometimes. You can already tell right here it's going to be a little brown. And then you just do it again. But overall, already much better. There's a huge black spot right there that's gone. All that gross crap in there, somebody pooped their pants or something, that's all gone. Still need to get in there. Headrest is much better too, doesn't look like the desert. And we'll show you when it's dry as well. But if that doesn't convince you, that's clean water. You know, you can see the thing. And that's dirty water. So you don't want that in your seat, because that's somebody else's.